We got Tennessee and Florida. We've got Florida 20-point home favorites, 60.5, 61.5 the total in this game. I do like this. This is another one I think is high scoring. That's why I bet it already over the total here, Tennessee, Florida. Obviously, we know Josh Heupel, the new head coach of the Vols, has transformed. They're now up-tempo, extremely fast offense. In fact, they're playing at one of the fastest paces and tempos in the entire country in terms of seconds per snap. I mean, they are getting up to the line and they are snapping the next football, Tennessee. And I think that's going to be something they want to do here because Florida played a physical, grinded out, tough game with Alabama. And to Florida's credit, I didn't expect them to run the football with the success that they did against that Alabama defense. Alabama's supposed to have this amazing defense this year, and there's Emory Jones running it from the quarterback spot. There's their running backs going downhill and getting big chunk yardage running the football against Alabama. That definitely bodes well, I think, for Dan Mullen and this Florida offense, especially against Tennessee. That's still a defense that's in shambles, in my opinion. It is a defense that, to me, is still a major work in progress. They're giving up 212 passing yards per game. They're giving up 210 passing yards per game this year. The run defense has been actually pretty good for Tennessee, but you faced teams that just aren't going to run the football as much as what Florida's going to do so far. Bowling Green, Tennessee Tech, even Pitt, they throw the ball a lot more than they used to. You're going to be tested here by Florida, and I think they're going to have a tough time. I still don't trust this Tennessee defense. They played one good offense. They gave up 41 points in that game against Pittsburgh. I think they'll score, but I think Tennessee, regardless of whether Joe Milton's back at quarterback or they have Hendon Hooker again, the Virginia Tech transfer, who's actually played pretty solid since he's been in there. I think they'll move the ball here against Florida's defense, which is still, not great. It was terrible last year. I think it is a better defense this year, but it's still not great. To me, I think we'll see points here. So I like it over the total. Conor Mack, what do you think? Tennessee, Florida.
Yeah, I think they get over. This isn't the old Tennessee, they want to get up and down like you talked about.
Yep.
So I think there could be points. Yeah, I was shocked how well Florida played, especially the second half against Bama. Because those first two games, they went 35-14 against FIU and, 42-20 against South Florida.
And they didn't play good defense in that game against South Florida, especially in the second half. And South Florida's not great.
Yeah. And in this one, this number came out at 17. I'd only be interested in Tennessee if I'm going to start seeing over 21 and a half. I might look Tennessee's way. I think they could stay in this game, and I'm not big on Tennessee, but I think there could be a little everyone's jumping on Florida. While they played so great, this number moves up too high, and Tennessee stays in this one. So if this gets over 21 and a half, I'll be looking for the Vols here in the points.
Yeah, from a spot perspective, after the mammoth showdown against Alabama, where they play their asses off and they fall short, and now you got to lay almost three. It's just from a spot perspective, it's not exactly the best spot imaginable for the big home favorite Florida Gators here. What do you think, Grant?
Yeah, this Tennessee team's fun, man. In some ways, offensively, at least, they're going to play football, and they're going to play football fast, and they're going to go, regardless of who's at quarterback. I think, early in this game, they may be able to catch Florida off guard. I assume Florida is going to be very well prepared. Again, they are kids, and they did just have a hell of a fucking football game they played. It was a loss, and moral victories, they are what they are. That was one. It was an extremely tough loss, but that was a hell of a performance from Florida. So I look at that, and I see maybe a little bit of a hangover in that first half against Tennessee. Tennessee could surprise them with some of those quick plays. But I look at it and go, damn, as Conor said, and Ian, there's going to be some buyback on this Florida team. They just played Alabama to the bone. And as we all know, everyone, a lot of people are watching the Alabama games, and that was a hell of a football game. So a lot of eyes saw Florida this last weekend, a lot of eyes. And that scares me with laying that big-ass number. I'm probably not going to make a play on this game, but as I look at it, I think Florida is going to run the fucking ball down Tennessee's throat all game long. So maybe a little hangover early for Florida. I don't think it's going to be much of one, but if I was going to make a play and look at it, it would be Tennessee in the points in the first half, but that would scare the shit out of me too. It's an interesting play. We'll see how Florida responds. Like, is this a Florida team that plays really up to their competition and down to their competition, right? We've seen that a little bit, them playing down to their competition and obviously up. So first half play on Tennessee, possibly no play as of yet. Very interested to see how Florida comes out of the game and if they can roll that thing right down Tennessee's throat and just run that ball with Emory on his backs all day long.
Yeah, definitely interesting to see, but I think they will be able to do that.